She thought it was love, but it was a trap. For years, he watched her from a distance, waiting, hoping, obsessing. And when she finally chose someone else, he didn't walk away. He chose revenge. This is not just a story of heartbreak. It's a true crime tale of obsession, family control, and a murder that no one saw coming. This is the story of Shihab. Imagine a young high school teacher living a quiet, decent life in Nashville, Tennessee. His name was Mr. Sean Bennett, 28 years old, an economics teacher at a local high school. Sean came from a respectable family. His dad was a well-known businessman around town, and he had two brothers who had moved overseas to the Netherlands. At home, Sean lived with just his mom and dad, and he was doing okay, living a simple and stable life. Sean was one of those teachers who took care of himself. He dressed neatly, tried to comb his hair properly every morning, and was generally polite. But high school kids being high school kids, they'd sometimes make fun of him anyway. If his shirt had a stain, or if his hair looked a bit out of place, they'd laugh and gossip behind his back. You know how cruel teens can be. Back in 2008, Sean was 28 years old, and that year something changed. In one of the classes he taught, his own cousin Ethan was enrolled. Ethan was in the senior year, and he used to keep Sean updated on all the gossip going around between the kids. Ethan would tell him who said what about him, who was mocking him, which girls were talking trash, basically a full report. Nobody at school even knew Ethan was Sean's cousin. One day, Sean had a math substitute teacher scheduled, so his economics class wasn't going to meet. The kids decided to go grab a quick bite at a diner down the street. Ethan was there with a group of classmates, guys and girls, and they started talking. Some of them trashed Sean pretty hard. They said he was awkward, not stylish, kind of boring, and his way of explaining lessons was lame. They even joked about how he'd sometimes wear mismatched clothes or wrinkled shirts, making him look ridiculous. But then one girl, sitting among them, spoke up. She defended him. She told the group, "Mr. Bennett is actually a really nice person. He tries so hard to help us understand the material. You all are being mean for no reason." Of course Ethan heard every word. That afternoon, he went straight to Sean's house and spilled all the details, who had made fun of him, what they'd said, and most importantly, the name of the girl who had stood up for him. Sean's blood boiled hearing how the students had mocked him. But when Ethan described that one girl who defended him so kindly, Sean felt something shift inside. He had to know who she was. He asked Ethan to describe her. Ethan said, "She wears a simple scarf sometimes. She's very polite, quiet, really respectful." But Sean had a ton of girls in class, so he couldn't place her. So Ethan told him, "Don't worry, next time we're in class together, I'll get her to hand me a paper, you'll know it's her." 2 days later, Sean came back to class where Ethan was studying. As planned, Ethan went up to the girl to collect her notebook. Her name was Hannah. The moment Sean laid eyes on her, he felt a spark. She seemed clean-cut, gentle, focused on her studies, didn't gossip around like other students. Sean felt something deep inside. A thought popped into his mind. If I could ever marry a girl like that, I'd be happy. From then on, day after day, Sean couldn't stop thinking about Hannah. He began to get closer to her, subtly. In class, he'd check on her work more than others, asking if she understood, offering to explain again if needed. The other students started to notice that he paid her extra attention. Sometimes Sean would even think of telling her straight up how he felt, but he'd back out at the last minute. He was terrified of ruining his reputation. What if she told the principal he was being inappropriate? So he convinced himself. Let her graduate first. Then I'll tell her. Hannah was in her senior year, working to finish high school and head to college. Sean decided to wait until after graduation before making any move. And so, he kept getting closer, little by little, moving her to the front row, giving her small responsibilities to help in class, always praising her in front of everyone. That's how it all began. Over time, Sean kept helping Hannah succeed. He made sure she had all the support she needed to graduate. Hannah, excited about passing her final year, went home to her parents one evening and told them, "Mom, Dad, my high school economics teacher, Mr. Bennett, he wants to come over and ask for my hand in marriage." Her parents were surprised. They asked, "Is he a good man? Does he have a stable job? Any savings? A house?" Hannah assured them. "He's a high school teacher, but he also tutors on the side. He has a decent car, a small savings account, and he seems stable financially." Her parents agreed. "Well, okay, if he's serious, let him come by. We'd like to meet him and his folks." Hannah immediately texted Sean on Facebook Messenger. "My parents said yes, you can come meet them." Sean was overwhelmed with joy. After years of secretly hoping for this moment, he was finally going to ask the girl he adored to marry him. He ran home to his own parents and told them, "Mom, Dad, I'm going to propose to Hannah. I want you to come with me." But his mom, Mrs. Bennett, wasn't happy at all. "What are you talking about? You know our family's tradition, no one marries outside the family. We've already arranged for you to marry your cousin, remember? We've spoken with her family. Don't bring shame on us." Sean was stunned. He'd heard them joke about this before, but he'd never believed they were serious. Hannah was only 16 when they first met, and Sean, 29 now, had always thought of her as a little sister, until he fell for her. But his parents had other plans. They refused to accept anyone from outside their circle. Sean tried to argue, but his mother was firm. "You are not bringing that girl here. You will marry your cousin, like we planned. That's how we do it in this family." Sean felt trapped. His personality wasn't strong enough to stand up to them. So he stalled. He kept telling Hannah that his grandfather was sick, that his parents were out of town, that as soon as they were back, they'd go visit her family. Weeks turned into 2 months. Hannah grew suspicious, constantly asking, "Sean, when will you come to officially propose? My parents are waiting." Sean lied. "Soon, I promise, as soon as my grandfather feels better." The truth was, his grandfather wasn't sick at all. His parents were at home, refusing to budge. His father told him, "Son, this is how it's going to be. You will marry your cousin. She's a good girl, well-mannered, green-eyed, from a family we know and trust. You won't find better." Sean tried explaining. "But I love Hannah. I want to marry her." His parents wouldn't hear it. So Sean decided to do it on his own. "I have my own money. I have my car. I have a steady job. I'll go propose to her alone." He called Hannah and said, "Saturday at 7 p.m., I'll come to your house and propose." Hannah was thrilled but insisted. "You have to bring your parents. That's the proper way." Sean promised, but in reality, he couldn't convince them. Saturday night came. Hannah's family had prepared sweets, set the living room beautifully, and waited. Sean showed up, but alone, except for a friend of his, another teacher. Hannah's parents were shocked. "Where are your parents?" Sean made excuses. "They're visiting my grandfather, he's very ill, they couldn't make it. I was afraid someone else might propose to Hannah if I waited any longer, so I came myself." Hannah's father reassured him. "Son, you don't have to worry. Hannah is our daughter. Nobody will take her without our consent. Go get your parents first, then come back properly to propose." Sean nodded, humiliated, and left. That night, Hannah sent him a long message on Facebook. "Why did you do this? I told my parents you'd bring your mom and dad. Now they think you're playing games." Sean tried to explain, but Hannah grew cold. She stopped replying as quickly, started avoiding his messages, and rarely met up with him. Desperate to win her back, Sean withdrew $10,000 from his savings and bought her a gold necklace, a bracelet, and a beautiful diamond ring. On Hannah's birthday, he surprised her with all of it. At first, Hannah refused. "Sean, we're not engaged yet. I can't accept this. Keep it until you officially come with your family." But Sean pressured her. "Please, it's your birthday gift. Besides, my parents will come soon, I promise." Eventually, after much hesitation, she accepted. Months passed, 3 whole months, with no progress. Hannah kept asking, "Sean, where are you coming to propose properly?" "My parents are waiting." He repeated the same excuses. Soon. One day, after a heated argument with her parents, they told her, "This man is playing you. He never brought his family. Enough. Stop talking to him." Hannah was furious. She went straight to Sean. "Look, you either bring your parents and propose properly, or I'm done." Sean finally broke down. He took her hands and confessed everything. "My parents refuse to let me marry outside the family. They want me to marry my cousin. They will never accept you." Hannah was shattered. "Sean, I waited 4 years for you. You lied to me all this time. My family will never accept this if you can't bring your parents. We're done." She blocked his number, unfriended him on Facebook, and cut off all contact. Hannah went on with her life, eventually finding a job at a local car rental office. But Sean couldn't let go. He kept trying to reach her, even sending Ethan to talk to her. Hannah refused. Sean began following her, waiting outside her job, begging her to take him back. But she wanted nothing to do with him. She changed her routes, limited her outings, and slowly sank into depression, thinking about the years she'd lost. Sean, meanwhile, was obsessed. He found out where she worked, waited for her every day, trying to catch her as she left. One day, Hannah had enough. She confronted him outside her workplace. Sean broke down, pleading, "Please, don't block me. Let's talk. Just give me a chance." Little by little, Hannah felt pity, remembering how much she had once cared for him. They started talking again, cautiously. But this time, Hannah laid down her terms. "If you really love me, convince your parents to come propose properly." Sean agreed. He would try one last time. Sean kept struggling to convince his parents to let him marry Hannah. But after countless arguments, it was clear they would never accept her. Out of desperation, Sean decided to visit the cousin his parents had arranged for him to marry, a young girl named Emily, living in a small rural town. Sean drove out to meet Emily's family. Her father welcomed him kindly, but Sean immediately said, "Sir, I need to be honest with you. My parents want me to marry your daughter, but I can't. I don't love her. I've loved another woman for years, and she's the one I want to marry." Emily's father was furious. "You think my daughter is some backup plan? You dare come to my house and reject her like she's nothing?" He kicked Sean out of the house, yelling that he was never welcome again. Emily's father then called Sean's mother, furious. "Your son insulted my family. Don't ever let him near us again." Sean's mother was enraged when she heard this. "You humiliated us with the family. You embarrassed us for that girl, Hannah." His mother swore. "I swear, you will never marry Hannah. That girl ruined our family's peace." Sean's father stayed silent, watching the chaos unfold without saying a word. Days turned into weeks. Then one day, Sean's mother called him into the living room. "Listen," she told him, "I've decided we'll go see Hannah. We'll meet her at a coffee shop, but only to check if she's worthy. If she is decent, maybe we'll think about proposing." Sean was thrilled. He rushed to tell Hannah. "Mom finally agreed. She wants to meet you in person." Hannah was so happy she told her parents right away. Her father was hesitant. "You should not meet them alone, I'll come with you." But Hannah convinced him. "Please, Dad, let me handle this myself." Saturday arrived. Hannah dressed beautifully, nervous but hopeful. Sean arrived at the cafe with his mother. After sitting down, his mom turned to Sean. "Leave us alone for a bit. I want to talk to this girl woman to woman." Sean stepped outside. His mother looked Hannah up and down with cold eyes. "You think you're good enough for my son?" she spat. "You're nothing but a street girl, greedy for his money. You're 24 years old. My son deserves a pure young girl, 18 or younger. You're too old, too spoiled." Hannah was stunned, tears forming in her eyes. "Ma'am, I love Sean. I waited for him for years." But Sean's mother wouldn't listen. "Stay away from my family. Stay away from my son." Humiliated, Hannah ran home crying, locked herself in her room, and blocked Sean's number and Facebook account. The next morning, she told her parents everything. Her father was furious. "This is the last time I ever hear about that man. He will never come near you again." To get over the heartbreak, Hannah started going out with her friends, spending time outdoors, trying anything to forget Sean. About 3 months later, Hannah applied for a new job at a rental car agency. She passed the interview and was hired. The pay was far better than her previous job. With help from her dad, she even bought her first car. 7 months went by, and Hannah felt like she had finally moved on. After a few more months, Hannah's new manager at work, a 36-year-old named Mark, showed an interest in her. Mark was responsible, mature, financially stable, and respected by everyone. He told Hannah, "I really like you. I want to bring my parents over to ask for your hand." Hannah told her family about him. Her parents were supportive, and soon Mark came with his family to propose officially. Everything went smoothly, and they celebrated their engagement. A week later, Sean found out through a friend that Hannah was engaged. He was shocked. After 4 years together, she had moved on in a matter of months. Sean became obsessed, convinced she still loved him. He began stalking her, confronting her in the street. "If you don't come back to me, I'll tell your fiancé everything. All your secrets." Hannah held her ground. "Do whatever you want. He knows everything. I'm done with you." Sean tried again and again to break her down, threatening to embarrass her or even kill her. Hannah reported him to the police, but Sean kept following her. He even went to her father's house, demanding, "Give me back the $10,000 worth of jewelry I bought her." Hannah's father called her in to ask, "Is this true?" Hannah admitted, "Yes, he gave me that jewelry. After we broke up, I sold it to help buy my car." Her father was furious. "You sold that jewelry? Why didn't you tell me?" That same day, Hannah's dad returned the $10,000 to Sean to end the problem once and for all. He told Sean, Never set foot near my daughter again. You are no man, I don't ever want to see you again. Sean went home heartbroken. The fact that Hannah's father returned the money made him realize the relationship was over forever. He fell into depression, stopped caring about his teaching job, barely spoke to his students. Sometimes he even followed Hannah to work, harassing her, trying to talk to her, telling her, "If you don't come back to me, I'll kill you." Hannah was terrified and went to the police again, filing a restraining order. But Sean's behavior kept getting worse. Eventually, Sean moved out of his parents' house and started living alone, sinking deeper into obsession and hate. One afternoon, after months of planning revenge, Sean decided he would end it once and for all. He dressed in dark clothes, grabbed a small knife, and went to Hannah's workplace. He waited outside until she finished her shift. When she came out, he stepped in front of her, saying, "This is your last chance. Come back to me, or I swear I'll kill you." Hannah tried to run, but he blocked her path. "Please, Sean, leave me alone. I don't love you anymore." He raised the knife. Sean completely snapped that night. Rage filled his mind. He pulled out a knife and rushed toward Hannah, stabbing her once, then twice, then over and over. Years of obsession and anger poured out in those vicious stabs. Hannah collapsed on the sidewalk, bleeding heavily. The people nearby screamed, trying to pull Sean away, but he spun around, waving the bloody knife, shouting, "Don't come near me or I'll kill you too." A crowd surrounded them, frozen in horror. Someone finally called 911. Sean tried to escape, running down the street, but people chased him until the police arrived and tackled him to the ground. Paramedics worked frantically to save Hannah's life, rushing her to the hospital. Surgeons operated on her for hours, but the injuries were too severe. 24 hours later, Hannah was pronounced dead. Sean, meanwhile, sat silently in the police station, refusing to answer any questions. He stared blankly, muttering nonsense, acting like he'd lost touch with reality. Detectives called in a forensic psychologist to evaluate him. After examining Sean, the doctor reported, "This man is no longer mentally stable. He's in a psychotic break." Despite his state, Sean was brought to trial. During the court hearings, he laughed strangely, made no sense, and showed no remorse. Witnesses were shocked. The judge had no pity. The evidence was overwhelming. A cold, calculated murder. Repeated threats. An obsessed ex who refused to let go. Sean was found guilty of first-degree murder with premeditation. The final sentence? I'll leave that for you down in the first comment. Tell me what you think of Sean's behavior. Was there any way to stop him? If you love true crime stories like this, hit subscribe, click the bell, and I'll see you next time with a brand new American true crime case. And that's the tragic end of a love story twisted by control, obsession, and blood. But what do you think? Was Shihab a victim of a toxic family legacy? Or was he always dangerous, hiding behind a mask of love? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, we read every single one. And if this story gave you chills, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Because we've got more real-life crime stories that are just as haunting. Until next time, stay safe. And always trust your gut.